Last of the flowers. Slowly. Come on, camera. Suck. Slowly dying off. Bit by bit. Still looks kind of good. Got a bit of a gray day at the moment. Starting to spit just a little. So before it starts to stream down some precipitation from the sky, I thought I would talk about yard hydrants. This one broke. They fail after a little while depending on the quality. Anywhere from about 4 years to, I've heard some people they've last like 10 years or something, maybe more. Depends on how much you use it. This one gets used the most because it does this paddock, everything except for that paddock. Let's just make this easy. Everything except for that one. Does this water, that water, that water, that water, that water, and the arena. So this one gets used a lot. Now, before we take a look at what's going on here, today was a digging day. We did a live stream. If you guys haven't caught that, check it out. A lot of action, a lot of things to learn about Liberty work, horses, working other horses. A lot of action. Very busy. A lot of exercise. So before we take a look at what's going on in there, I wanted to show you one that is not in the ground. Now this is a 4-foot one. They come in different lengths. Essentially the idea, these things are called, they're a yard hydrant or a no frost faucet or a no frost hose bib, or there's lots of different names. Mostly yard hydrant for this one. And this one's a 4-footer. Now I've got 6-footers here. It's because they go down 4 feet or 3 feet and they stick up about 3 feet. So I wanted a little more length to mine. I wanted them to sit up higher, so I got longer ones. It's a 4-foot one, so we can take a look at how these things work a little bit. The handle goes up and down to turn it on and off. Now this one's up. It's broken, so it's not putting water out. And let's review usage of these things. Now they're quite durable mostly, but they do have a fail point, and that's at the very bottom, and we'll take a look at the parts of that. But we'll see these things work like this. You pull the handle up like that, water comes out. Put the handle down, obviously it stops. Now the thing about them being a no frost, good in the winter time, is that the water that was coming out actually goes back down the pipe. So there's no water in this pipe. The pipe does not hold water. So in that regard, we don't ever have to think about the pipe freezing or the faucet freezing at all, because all the water goes back down. So in this case, it has to go all the way down this pipe. And what happens is, we'll take a look on this other side. There's a little hole here. Let's see if the camera will focus in on that. It will. Okay, so that hole drains water out. So the way it works is there's a big long rod that gets pushed up and down. And just in the end here, we'll take off this protective cap. Come on. There we go. And I don't know if we'll be able to see it. Let's see if I can zoom in and focus a little. Yeah, sort of. But there's a little rubber stopper in there. And that rubber stopper gets pulled up when you put the lever up. That comes up, and that lets the water in. This is the inlet. The water goes up there, and that little rubber stopper, I believe, blocks this hole. Although I'm not entirely sure. I think it does. So it goes up, the water goes up the pipe, and obviously out the end. And then when you put the handle down, the stopper comes back down, blocks the water, but opens up this. So we never want this bit to be blocked or plugged up or anything like that, or you will have problems. Put this protective cap back on. So that's the very basics, and there's a long metal rod that goes all the way down to the bottom that this lever pulls up. And so for this one, let's take a look inside. It's a big dig. Everybody stick a little comment in there thanking David for helping out. This is a tedious little project. Now, down inside this hole is a lot of rock, and that's because it needs to be drainage rock, because the water has to drain out of that that little hole that's on the side, right? So it fills up in here, kind of thing. So this is about 3.5 feet into the ground, and it's mostly just gravel. The wood is here to hopefully assist in any landslides or it's a lot of gravel, as you can see way under there. It has collapsed in a little bit from the underside, so I have to stay off of there. And there's a rock there that kind of... Anyhow, so what happens is you've got the pipe that comes all the way down from the water supply, connects up at the very bottom, and here it is. But it's broken. And likely just due to wear and tear. The little rubber plunger inside has likely failed, but I don't have a repair kit, and if that didn't solve the problem, they'd be digging it up anyway. So a lot of times you just replace these things. Once in a while you can actually replace just the parts, but in my case I'm just going to replace the whole thing and keep this one for a spare just in case. I'll probably take it apart in a second part of this video tomorrow or next day, and we'll take a look at what the inside looks like. We'll put it in a new one. So the replacement is simple, relatively. You know, you just unscrew it from down to the bottom, because it's just a very basic elbow that's down there. Connection just screws on and off, and then pull it out, put the new one on with a little bit of plumber's tape on there. Set it up, it'll be good. But I don't have the parts. I only have that 4-footer one from a friend who said I could use the parts, but I decided not to and just obviously get a new one. Hello, Nanners. Wow, looking slobbery. So that's yard hydrants in a nutshell. I thought I would show you guys in case you'd never seen these or heard of them. This is just a 4-footer, need a 6-footer, picking that up. Today is Sunday, so nothing is open, or at least nothing that, like, good plumbing places, you could say, that would have these things. Let's do a quick take a look around at the horses. Everybody's doing quite well. As I mentioned in the live stream, look at this guy. He's so smart. He locks that thing up there and then just nibbles away at it, finishes it off relatively quickly. His training is coming along fantastic. Just a great horse. Did some desensitizing today with a whip and bag and stuff like that, and did really well. And I was saying to somebody else, I didn't bring a camera out, you know, and I'm gonna have it all done before I can show you guys, but there's always stuff to do. Oops, taking it easy. So actually, come to think of it, I did a video before this a few days ago, but I lost the files. So I didn't mention that Peggy and Gracie are up at the top now, because I had Tana, here she goes. So I had Tana and Rue together, but she tends to kind of move him around quite a bit, and in a smaller space it was a little bit more tedious for him. And so this way there's some you know, he can get out of the line of sight a little better, a little bit more space. You can see he's going to make his way over. He thought he had to come out of the other shelter. She's going to go back in, but they walk around a bit. This is good exercise for them. And so they're down here in a bigger space because Peggy and Gracie do fine to share for the most part in smaller spaces and don't really run around too much. Although they were kind of messing up this new area. If you guys haven't seen, this is the new area. It's still getting a little bit, you know, it was all tamped down perfect for a while there. But we haven't had any rain, or not much rain at all. So here we go. Oh, Tana's just rubbing. So. Itchy butt. I don't know why she doesn't just use a tree. Anyhow, so yeah, so they're in here, and that puts the girls up the top. And I think in the live stream I had mentioned that the end of September, Piggy's actually going to be going to a different barn. She's going to be a little bit closer to her owner. So I've had her for 2.5 years, so it's a little sad. And I'm going to miss her. But I get to see her every month or so, and I'll give you guys updates how she's doing. I'm sure she'll be great. She's going to a great place. So yeah, all good, but a little sad. You know, Haley had a bit of a cry, like no. But we get very attached to our animals here. We get very attached to other people's animals, other people's creatures of sentient care. And hello, Ruli. Like Ruli. How's it going in here? Whoop. You know, they're adorable. So, but that's the way it goes. Horses come and go, just like the Tana's here to the end of September. Allie's going to be here until, I think, mid to early September. It might be a little extension, we'll see. His training is going so well. His owner is quite happy. Look at this guy. He's just got that face, that happy face. So, horses are great. Everything's going really well. Just incredibly busy. I apologize for a lack of videos. It has been a whirlwind. I have a few more things that I do want to talk about, not in this video, but in another one to make it more obvious and clear and with proper detail. But there's always things to do. So that's about it for now. Those water hydrant things or yard hydrant things, very, very important. It's good to be able to see whether or not they leak, you know, by digging them up and stuff like that. That one doesn't leak, thank goodness. Things like that are very common problems. Either they break or they leak. So, you know, it is a quiet afternoon, but I'm a little worried it might just start raining a bit. So I wanted to get this figured out for you guys. I will do a second part tomorrow where I'm going to finish fixing it. But nobody wants to watch the digging process. It's very boring. Just kind of dig it up. Mostly it's all gravel because it has to be. So, till tomorrow for this. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll be back with more videos. I've got lots off to the side. Hopefully I don't lose any more files, because that's a pain. But yeah, it's just barely sprinkling a bit. I gotta find a tarp to cover that, just in case it rains a little more. But tomorrow's supposed to be good weather. Do you guys ever remember that there used to be a big white tarp over top of that? Well, we finished it. Put a window in. Haley painted that. Put some siding. I think it looks way better. So, okay, that's it for now. I'll see you guys again a little bit later. Tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. Wondering what these two are looking at. And it looks like we have a bear. Let's see if I can get it on video of any sorts. There he goes. Let's see where he's headed to. Coming up the trail. Yeah, off he goes into the bushes. Says, I don't want to be around here. That's it. Yeah, settle down, you guys. Everything's going to be fine, I think. In they come. Where'd the bear go? Yeah. Gone. That's it.